All right, we are back for War 12. We are up against ISO8A, and I will be bringing in Mantis, Void, and CGR. We need this win. It will secure top 10 for us, place us around 4th or 5th. So we're really going to try this war. And the first two fights are Void. I'm on pass 6. The first one has spiked armor, but once I get 3 debuffs up, I no longer have to worry about spiked armor. It will no longer do damage to me. So we're just going to take these first 2 quick Void fights. Not much to them, but, it's the fight after that, the Quicksilver. Yeah, we'll get to that one. Now, my last fight against Abs, a war or 2 ago, did not go well at all. So I'm hoping this one goes a little bit better. I royally screwed that one up and basically got lucky and survived. I've never used an L3 from Torch. I don't think anybody does. But here we go. We go into this fight. And I do try and reverse my combos just so he doesn't build up too much prowess. That's why you'll see me do 3 and 4 hit combos. Now, I will give him some just because I don't pay very good attention to things. I just don't. But when I think about it, I do try. I think I was trying... Nope, we're just going to push him straight to SP2. Okay. We're going to heavy counter. Going and get him out of form. Now, my ideal thing is to make him throw L1, L2, L1, L2. That way he never refines, because that's what I did in my last fight. And that's how I got into trouble. And we're just going to let the debuffs do the damage, really. That's the goal here. And it's going quite well, actually. Yep. He does have a few prowess. I'm not worried about getting hit with his specials. It's more when he refines that I have more issues with. But that one goes down. Not really any issues. But we go to this Storm X. Now, this one, it was put in the notes, Oakley, don't do anything stupid, just bait specials. That's what it said. And that's more because of the aggression prowess. If you do anything stupid, it's going to hurt very much. Of course, with the aggression prowess, if you do push her to an L2, it's going to be more likely unblockable. So then you got to push to an L3 and hope you have an invuln on, which I do. So we're going to try not to do anything stupid. Man, I don't think people really realize how hard that is for me. Don't do anything stupid. But that's the goal here. We're going to spam our L1s and bait her L1s. Let the debuffs do most of the damage. And try not to let too many prowess build up. Just in case I do take a blocked hit or something like that. And yeah, this fight goes fairly well. It's just a little bit on the longer side, really. That's the only thing. It just is. But we're about to be a minute in. She's almost halfway down. The debuffs are getting up, so she should start going down a little bit faster. Because the debuffs will do the damage. Yeah, as you can see, yeah, she's starting to drop faster. As long as you're baiting down ones, there's not as much to worry about this fight. And as long as she's throwing specials. Now, if she goes passive, you also have other problems. But now, after this fight, we get into the fun stuff. Now, we have a Quicksilver next. I hate Quicksilver so much. Oh my God, do I hate him. I hate his movements. I hate everything about the guy. But, I can't complain because Lizer has kept me away from him all season. And then we wait till War 12 and it's like, hey, Oak, surprise, you're going to be taking Quicksilver. Lucky me. Now, this is on hazard shift, shock bleed. It's got a power focus too. I'm going to be using CGR, and my whole goal is to nuke him. Spoiler, that doesn't work. Well, I mean, it does work. I just don't make it work. This is a scrub fight. I'm talking about if you ever want to know what the definition of dog water is, it's this fight. This will be in the dictionary under dog water. And the bad thing is this fight shook me and plays into later fights. So I will eventually hit the fight button. Here we go. So now I know he's going to evade. So I parry light to get it out of the way. And then I try to parry again. But I dexed. So I'm like, okay, let's get the power gain. Let's just throw it. I don't even worry about vigilance, okay? And it doesn't push me to an L3. And then he evades it because I didn't see the charges back up. And at this point, I'm starting to panic because I have max recoil on. Okay, look, he's in shock. Fine, all right. I can't take many more of the shock, so I'm trying to wait it out. Okay, I've got to build back up. Okay, I started paying attention to the decks after that. Okay, let's trigger damnation there. Okay, so now let's go back and let's rebuild back up. Throw this L2. Still doesn't die. I'm like, oh my God. Well, okay, so finally, and I get that evade charge out, and I'm like, oh my God, just die. And he finally dies. Oh my God. See, this is why I don't like Quicksilver. I don't even know how I didn't die right there. I should have died. You know, I was shook after that one. And I've still got 3 more fights that I am taking, and I'll take the boss later. Oh man, because see, I had recoils and max. I had max recoil and suicide zone. Those were not helping. Telling you, dog water, bro. Dog water. Now, this fight, I'm tactics, so hazard shift doesn't matter. It does have one eye open, so I do have to play stun immune, which is fine. That's how I'm used to playing him anyways. But right here, he intercepts me. Oh, I forgot how quick he recovers from heavies and L1s. And he kindly reminded me how fast he was. Faster than me. I will tell you that. He was faster than me. But, again, this is just like the Storm X fight. I'm going to spam my L1s and bait his. And just try to reverse the regen to try and speed the fight up a little bit faster. And yeah, there's really not much to this fight, really. Yeah. Yeah, I don't dash in again, buddy. Fool me once. Okay. That's on you. Fool me twice. That shit's on me. Nope. I am not trying to die this war. I've already had 1 dog water fight. I ain't going for 2. So now we move on to the same Atuma I took last war. Now, in this Atuma fight, I want to do the full CGR rotation. Okay? I want a heavy, power gain, vigilance, L2. Now, in the notes, it had in big black bold letters, Oak, do not power start 1. What was I doing there? I don't know. Anyways, do not power start 1. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Now, me being me, of course, I'm an idiot, but I'm going to say that I was still shook from the Quicksilver fight. That's my excuse. It's my story, and I'm going to stick to it. I use a power start 1. I do. I had to reapply my 30% boost because, oh my God, the amount of pots it took to heal up that CGR. I didn't want to do it with a 30% boost on, so I threw on a 10% to get that 30% off. Because I was putting my recoils and suicides back on, so I was doing a mastery swap. That's why I'm having to cut between these fights. See, you can see the Power Start 1. And all right, at this point, it has not registered with me what I have done. I'm going into this fight thinking it's a normal fight. I heavy. And then in the middle of this combo, I'm like, oh shit. That's not right. So now I have to bait this L2, okay? All right, we're going to throw the L3 now. And then we're going to have to build back up to an L2 because I'm an idiot. And I can't read, apparently, big, black, bold letters. It's hard, okay? I'm from the South. Don't judge me. But I had the power back boost on it. You know, that L3 did give me, and I get back to the L2, and yeah, look at that damage. 53K first hit. That's just absurd. But now we're going back to Adam Warlock. Now, if you are newer to the channel and you hear me talk about why I hate Adam Warlock and you don't know, go back to season 43 against Salty and you will see my death that I had. And why to this day I still hold a grudge against this son of a bitch. Yes, this motherfucker. But see, okay. I was going to power start 1 for this fight. And for some reason, my mind said that I was going to power start 1 for Atuma 2. I'm telling you, I tried throwing this war. I did. Ah, man. I tried sailing hard, fumbled the bag, just dog water. Dog water. But, you know, we've made it through. How we haven't died is beyond me at this point. Now, it was expensive with the potions, but hey, it's last war. So we go in with the power start 1 we were supposed to have. Missed the parry, but that's fine. We get our power gain. We throw on the vigilance, and we fire the L2. Now we're going to throw the L3 and hope it kills. I went back to my old masteries this war, and I can tell a difference with CGR. I can. And yeah, that L3 killed. Nothing to it. Now, my last fight is another Photon boss. This is like it's probably my 7th or 8th this season at this point. I've literally fought Photon in at least 10 to 11 wars out of 12. I really have. There's not that much to this fight. She's one of the most ideal counters, in my opinion. The top counter. But other alliances use other people. Hey, that's fine. Don't really matter to me. I only care about what we do. Because all I can control is my battle group. Now, in this fight, you will see me pause early on. My inputs fell off. I don't know if it was my hands, if it was the screen. I don't know what it was. So you will see me pause. Now I do power start 1 like I always do, and that's just to get to my L2 quicker so we can get that L2 rotation going. It just speeds up the fight. Really does. Alright, we hit the fight button. And as you can see, I like to bait heavies. But watch what happens on the first heavy I bait. See, I was trying to dash back. And it made me attack. And I don't know why. And as like this, everything's working fine right now. But as I'm fighting it, something just feels off. Which it doesn't really affect the fight. all that much. But I'm trying to find a good place to pause at this point. So I'm like, all right, let's get the L2 off. And I pause. And I'm wiping my hands, the screen, whatever I can do just to make things, and it helps. I will say it did help. It felt better going back in. My inputs felt like I had better control over them. So now we're going to bake this L2, if she'll ever throw it. That first hit one of these days is going to catch me on her L2. It really is. So at this point, I'm kind of paranoid when I could have just hit block and went into the sleep, but I don't. I do it this way, and yeah, she's at 4%. So now all I'm going to do is just throw this L2, and that's lights out. Now, we did end up winning this war. You'll see the score. It does not indicate how close of a war this was. They gave up 2 early ones, and then they cleared 60, 70 fights flawless. But then we cleared with only 1 death. So they gave up because it didn't matter at that point. So it was a really good war from ISO. The score does not show how good of a war it really was. But that's it for me. We went 62-1 this season, and we'll be back for the next one.